What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's talk about the arts and skills in the game and how they work, and give you guys some advice and tips on how to best make an arts palette, as well as how you can synergize with them and just get the most out of them, because the arts are obviously the main way you deal damage in the game, and they're all your skills. And there's a lot to it, and I don't know if everybody truly understands it, so allow me to give you guys some tips and advice. First of all, the arts are unlocked as you rank up a class, and I do want to go over classes quick because it's going to have to do with it. As you can see, you start with the Drifter. Make sure you change your class when you max out a class. Don't stay on it, because then you're just wasting XP to get the other classes. Another reason why it's important is because if a class shares the same weapon as another one, all those arts will transfer over if you max out the class. So, I have Commando rank 7 here. It's not maxed, so nothing's really going to transfer, but the only things that'll transfer to is this anyway, so I have to get this to 10. So it really only applies early on, but definitely max them out so you can keep going down the tree, and switch off when you do, so you can get all the unlocks and stuff. Because not only do you want the arts, but another major thing is the skills, and I'm going to go over the skills first. So the skills are global in a sense that you can use them with any class. So as you can see, my list of skills are all right here. I have some unlocked, some locked, and they're interchangeable across the board, and a lot of them synergize really well. You can go with the physical melee auto attack, damage increase, you got health increases. There's all kinds, and it all depends on the class. And you'll notice classes that have similar weapon types tend to have skills that synergize better. We can go down to my Commando, and we can see a lot of this is ranged. These are all ranged skills. And then we go to Duelist, which seems to be melee and some HP, and then Samurai Gunner, which is melee, HP, and then Striker, which is melee and HP mostly, and some like elemental damage like Blaze and stuff. So these three are all the same category, and they do have similarities between the skills, and you can get up to 4 per character, and that'll be determined based on overall progress. And your AI party members, they don't really get more, so you kind of got to make do with what they have. But the player character, you can definitely customize and do a lot with, and you just got to kind of think of synergies and how you want to play and how you want to build, and they do stack really well. Make sure you are upgrading them when you can for the upgrade costs, so you get things to go higher. That's something that, don't be afraid to do it. It is a little bit harder with the player character because you can learn like everything, so do try to specialize a little bit, unless you're just not gonna have enough points to do everything. Now with the arts, real quick, one thing you really need to be aware of that I don't think a lot of people, I didn't even pay attention to it in the beginning, was the TP arts. These arts, they need technical points to use, and they cost 1,000, and you only get 3,000 at the base level, and your technical points build up from auto attacks and other things that can boost it. So the idea is, if you have too many TP arts on your palette, you're going to be very limited in your moves. Now there are some skill sets, like any kind of aura. All auras cost TP, so you're never going to have a 0 TP aura. But the buffs, some buffs are TP, some buffs are no TP. Same thing with debuffs and all the other skills. But do be aware, if you put if 4 of these are TP arts, that's 4 skills that I need to have 1,000 TP to use. And you also need TP to do overdrive. So are you going to use TP for arts, or are you going to let it build up so you can do overdrive? That's something you have to consider. I would suggest, as a rule of thumb, you only have 2 arts that do TP on a character, maybe 3 if that character can really generate TP. And generating TP through auto attack is based on your weapons as well. There's a stat on the top right that'll say how much TP you generate. So if you have a really high TP generating weapon, maybe you can get away with more TP skills, but do keep that in mind. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, is they put too many and then they're limited, and especially when they're doing a soul command or a soul voice and they got a match and it's the only one and it's a TP, and now they can't respond and get that buff and that healing. It can really mess you up. So just keep that in mind, and be sure to level up your arts and keep them leveled up. You don't really need to max them out because it does get really expensive. Just keep them up as you go. As you get further, you'll have more BP to spend to upgrade, and then you can go higher. But I would get everything to level 2, level 3 that you mainly use. And like I said, have one of every color at least, so that way you can do your soul commands and your soul charges. And do keep in mind your allies and their synergies with you as well. But your allies, they don't really have nearly as many arts as you do, so you're gonna max them out pretty quick and then have a build for them and kind of just roll with it. So hopefully this video was helpful and it cleared some things up. It's not the most crazy video. The art system and the skill system are pretty easy to understand, but I just wanted to clarify things and help people out because it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're new to this type of series and you never played Xenoblade before, which I'm sure there's a lot of newer players that have never even touched them. One thing I do want to say, you can actually reset your upgrades, ZL at the bottom down there, and it'll just cost you money, and you can reset them. So keep that in mind, and its cost is based off a character's level. I almost forgot to mention this, so if you made it this far in the video, you get a little extra information. You can actually reset them all the way down to 1. So if you do realize, I don't like that skill, it's junk, I don't want to use it, I'd rather get my points back and put it on something else, you can do that. And if you guys got any questions or comments about it, let me know down below. I'll be glad to help you guys out. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Until then, later guys. Peace out. Have a good one.